as Hilda delves deeper into the quest for her lost father. She will encounter many dangers and challenges in the city of Aphes. Let us introduce you to one of the main adversaries that Hilda will have to confront, Eulalia, the Prey. Famous for her beautiful voice, Eulalia used to be the most recognized singer during Aphes' glorious golden age. But, like so many others, Eulalia would fall victim to the curse that spread across the city 1,000 years ago. The famine brought on by the Asterigos changed her into something else. She turned to an evil cult, the Ethras, and dedicated herself to it, becoming a symbol by using her reputation and voice to lure more people to join the cult. The encounter starts with Eulalia flying around the top of the seats while sending attacks like voice shock blasts, feather blades, and cyclones. Occasionally, she'll descend to the ground to fight Hilda herself with even more dangerous claw and wing strikes. After some back and forth fights, Eulalia would fly to the sky and use her voice and feather blades to attack Hilda again. And this time, she even calls upon several harpy minions to assist her. During this phase, Hilda must fight the minions while watching out for Eulalia's deadly attacks from above. Once Hilda has dealt with the minions, Eulalia will land again, and this time with despair as she will cause feather storms to swoop around the amphitheater. This is when the battle culminates. The feather storms will continually fire sharp blades as Hilda cautiously counters Eulalia's onslaught in close combat. In the end, only the strongest will survive. We hope you enjoy this preview, and we can't wait to share more about the world of Asterigos with you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Eleanor, game director at Warner Bros. Games Montreal, and today I'm really excited to share with you gameplay footage featuring Nightwing and Red Hood from our upcoming game, Gotham Knights. We're joining Nightwing, also known as Dick Grayson, midway through the game story as he patrols our city. All of the Knights can unlock heroic ways of getting around the city. For Nightwing, it's his glider, the Flying Trapeze. The Regulators gang are engaged in a hacking crime, so it's time to bring some vigilante justice to the bad people. Each crime in Gotham Knights plays like a mini game mode with rules and optional objectives. Nightwing's fighting style is acrobatic. He ping-pongs around the battlefield. While you can play the whole game solo, you can also protect Gotham in co-op with a friend. Here's Red Hood. Red Hood gained new abilities after being resurrected by an assassin cult. Here, he uses Mystical Leap to move across the rooftops, springboarded by his own soul energy. Successful attacks and dodges build up my momentum bar below, and timing my strikes and combos correctly makes it build faster. Once the bar is full, heroes can unleash powerful abilities. Red Hood's ranged attacks are a little louder. He fires non-lethal rounds that still do a lot of damage. Here's Red Hood's Barrage ability, which deals piercing damage to interrupt armored attacks. The UI you're seeing can be customized to your preferences. What's on screen is what I like, but you can set it the way you like. Now that we've prevented the regulators from stealing data, let's follow Red Hood for a bit. The Bat-Cycle is usable by all heroes in Gotham Knights. Let's watch Red Hood chase down a smuggling van in Southside neighborhood.
Great. More shitheads to beat up.
Red Hood can unlock the ability to attach a bomb to thrown opponents, so he can detonate it with a shot later. It's a pretty good time.
Red Hood! Let's get at you.
Now we're back at the Belfry, the hero's home base. This next sequence is from early in the game, as we're just discovering the Court of Owls. The Bat Computer runs the map of the city and lets us pursue challenges and advance the story. Nightwing is tracking his next story mission, investigating the Old Powers Club. The workbench is where we go to upgrade our equipment, making sure that we're ready for each new challenge through the game. Players find blueprints and crafting materials by taking on missions and fighting crime. Each blueprint has different stats, giving the player a wide range of cool choices for their individual strategy and style. Gear with mod slots is better because mod chips power up gameplay properties. At this point in the story, our characters are still processing the loss of Batman.
You could visit him.
I could what?
He went to yours when... You could visit his grave.
You haven't.
I'm not the one staring at the... You know.
Sometimes you're an idiot, Grayson.
Players can unlock fast travel to get around the city in a hurry with the Fast Bat.
Belfry, got anything court-related?
Court of Owls. A secret society as old as Gotham itself. Run the city behind closed doors. According to the old poem, anyway.
Okay, but how does that line up with what Penguin said?
If this all-powerful court really is out there, they might be the ones getting all those creeps out of Blackgate. Which means they've been getting away with murder for centuries.
I hear you. Fingers crossed we'll learn more at the Powers Club.
It's time for Nightwing to sneak into court territory. Stealth is always an advantage.
I'm in.
Be careful. Let us know if you find anything.
They have a few guards.
Your long lunch too, huh?
I'm not complaining. Nice to get a break once in a while.
So what do you think the poor bastard did? The poor bastard. As far as I know, I just got a longer break.
Poor bastard. Wonder what that means.
Every hero has unique takedowns and finishing moves. Ambush strikes are faster than silent takedowns, but make more noise.
Now I can rummage in peace.
Augmented reality vision helps the heroes solve puzzles and investigate mysteries.
AR shows a trail of blood. I wonder what else it can see. There's something under the floor. The hatch is connected to some kind of network. There's gotta be a way to open it.
Here we see Nightwing's elemental shockwave ability. It interrupts enemy armored attacks and deals elemental status effects.
Try this.
Cryostatus freezes an enemy, taking them out of the fight for a while.
And done. A hidden staircase. That can't be good.
Shit, what's he doing here? I got something for you. Heads up. You don't need to tell me.
For anybody wondering how this fight looks with Red Hood, check this out.
Kill the intruders first. Then you can think about the reward.
How's about this?
Red Hood takes on a Talon Gladiator here, one of the Court of Owls' engineered superhuman assassins.
Oh yeah, here we go.
This fight is not over.
How's about this?
Wherever this belongs to must be in bad shape. Better hurry. That must be whoever they kidnapped.
Come here. Wake up. commandez maintenant pour obtenir le skin custom 233 de la Batmoto.
手段を選ばずゴールを狙え。マリオたちの新スポーツストライクが開幕。マリオストライカーズバトルリーグ。フェンスに囲まれたスタジアムを舞台に5対5で戦うサッカーと格闘技を組み合わせた新スポーツストライク。華麗なドリブルや流れるようなパス、そしてゴールを狙うシュートはもちろん、強烈なタックル、アイテム攻撃などどこで何をしても一切反則なし。簡単操作で華麗に激しくチームプレーを楽しめます。味方にタックルを仕掛ければ一気に移動させることができます。追いつけない相手めがけて飛ばしたり、一気にゴール前へ攻め込んだりと、使い方次第で試合展開がガラリと変わります。試合の流れを変える必殺シュートハイパーストライク。フィールドに時折現れる S オーブを取り、相手の隙をついてチャージすればハイパーストライクが発動。選手ごとに効果が異なる強烈な必殺シュートを放てます。ゴールが決まればなんと一気に2点獲得。連携とラフプレー、そしてハイパーストライク、あらゆる手を尽くして勝利を目指します。使えるキャラクターは10人。オールラウンダーのマリオやパワープレイが得意なクッパ、素早い動きのピーチなど、選手ごとに個性が異なり4人を選んでチームを編成します。さらにギアを装着して選手の能力をカスタマイズ可能。4箇所にギアを装着でき、その組み合わせで能力が変化します。スピードを強化してドリブラーに、フィジカルを強化して当たり負けない体に、シュート力を強化して点取り屋になど、選手とギアの組み合わせ次第で自分好みのチームを編成できます。本作は1台の本体で最大8人プレイが可能。インターネットに接続すれば遠くのプレイヤーとオンラインで対戦できます。1台の本体から2人まで参加が可能。友達や家族と一緒に世界のライバルと試合が楽しめます。さらにオンライン専用モードストライカーズクラブ。クラブ同士で順位を競い、より上のディビジョンを目指します。一つのクラブに最大20人が所属可能。自分で設立してオーナーになるか、すでにあるクラブに所属するか、好みの遊び方で参加できます。ストライカーズクラブでは一定期間ごとにシーズンマッチが開催。シーズン中に試合を重ねてポイントを集め、その合計ポイントで順位を競います。試合はクラブメンバーとチームを組んで挑むことも、自分だけで挑むこともできます。シーズン終了時の順位によって次期のディビジョンが決定。昇格も降格も起こりうる中でしのぎを削り、仲間と共に世界のトップクラブを目指します。クラブのオーナーはチームのユニフォームやスタジアムのデザインをカスタマイズできます。ストライカーズクラブではそれぞれのクラブスタジアムを持ち寄り対戦が行われます。チームのアイデンティティがぶつかり合う、まさに決戦となります。ルール無用、何でもあり。マリオたちの新スポーツストライク、ここに開幕。マリオストライカーズバトルリーグ。
first time you set foot on the rink, chances are you're gonna flop. But that's fine. Practice makes perfect, right? Here are a few tips to help you roll up to glory. Rules are simple. Gather 6 players on the starting line. Pick up the ball and pass 4 gates around the rink to trigger them and open up the goal. Then take aim, shoot, and score. Still with me? Good, because here comes the tricky part. The more laps you complete before you score, the more points you'll put on the board. First team to 5 points rolls away with the win. When you drop the ball, trust me, you will. Get it back before the other team, or else you'll lose your gate count, and they will be on the offensive. Good thing there are no holds barred. When on defense, tackle your opponents with all you've got and do what it takes to get the ball back. When your team has possession, time your jukes, fake out oncoming threats, remember to pass the ball, and practice good spacing. Be creative and mix a few moves together. Pump down a ramp to draw kick the ball carrier at full speed from their blind side, or pass the ball off the wall when you're in a tight spot. Heck, even leverage a nearby teammate to pop a double jump and soar high towards the goal. And if you just want to practice, hit the skate park to perfect those moves without any pressure. Now that you've got the basics, you're ready for the real thing. First, quick matches pair you with equally skilled players for a casual game. Custom matches let you fiddle with the participants of both teams, bots, maps, and shared voice chat, giving you more freedom, or the basic ingredients for a friendly tournament. Limited time modes will throw various curveballs at you to keep the formula fresh and exciting. Lastly, ranked matches give you the opportunity to climb the ladder, down from the gutters of your garage league all the way up to the prestigious rank of champion. And of course, anywhere you roll, you'll want to roll in with style. Gear up with tons of outfits, titles, and banners. Show off with countless emotes and goal effects. You'll unlock more and more as you play, earn fans, and complete in-game sponsor challenges. There's even more exciting stuff on the seasonal roller pass. Go for the free track packed with goodies, or get access to the premium track to unlock the sweetest gear, including legendary superstar outfits. Now go get him, champion, and whenever you hit the rink, keep one thing in mind. You've got what it takes to roll up to glory.
You won't know what hit you.
Let me have some fun.
Let's get this mission started. This will be a good fight. Got you in my sights. Neutralized. Come on. Predictable. Time to end this. Fire. Double. Somersault. I'm just on another level.
Ciao, this is Marco. I'm the lead game designer at Reply Game Studios. Today, we're excited to pull back the veil and give you a deeper look at the versatile combat systems in our upcoming fantasy action game, Solstice. In Solstice, you'll take control of two sisters, Briar and Lute.
The gates of Ilden. We made it. No! It's growing! There's something making it stronger. Something is behind this.
We'll seal it.
something to do.
We can't wait for reinforcements. We're on our own in there.
Bound by ritual, the sisters live and fight as a single unit. These unique soul-bound warriors are known as Chimera. They are the ultimate weapon of the mysterious order of the Ashen Blade. Assume direct command of the relentless Ashen Knight, Briar. Her transformation into a Chimera has granted her uncanny physical strength. Throughout the game, Briar will learn to wield several deadly weapons. However, it is up to you to master them, switching between weapons on the fly to unleash spectacularly devastating combos.
Over there.
Briar's sister Lute, on the other hand, is a Shade. Lute wields mystical powers that damage enemies at range, and she helps control the battlefield. Some of Lute's actions are contextual or automatically activated, such as proximity-based ranged attacks. Lute's other abilities, such as shields and counters, require your direct input and quick thinking.
I will protect you, sister.
Cover me, Lute.
The world of Solstice is plagued by vile and extremely hostile creatures, which can only be eliminated by a Chimera. When the sacred city of Ilden is overrun by these monsters, the two sisters are sent on a mission to investigate and purge the corruption.
As if we needed any further proof of how awful things are up here.
Wraiths are invisible, ethereal beings, who can only be engaged with after Lute has cast a blue evocation field. possessed, on the other hand, are invulnerable. However, you can cast Lut's Red Banishment Field to lower the seemingly impenetrable defenses. Be warned, when a possessed is defeated, it may release the Wraith controlling it. If the Wraith isn't destroyed in time, it will repossess its host, attacking with newfound strength. Okay, now it's really over. Who's next? Fighting together, Briar and Lut will generate Unity. Unity represents their synchrony and their momentum in battle. As Unity rises, Lut becomes increasingly effective. For example, the higher the Unity level, the more enemies she can target simultaneously. When a set level of Unity is reached, Briar and Lut can execute powerful synergy attacks. Each weapon has an exclusive synergy attack. Try experimenting with each. In addition to synergy attacks, Unity can also be consumed to enter the Rapture state. Rapture only lasts for a short period of time, but its effects can give Briar and Lut a tremendous edge in battle.
Oh no, it's happening.
Thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate your support. Please stay tuned for more exciting updates leading up to the release of Solstice this fall.
Okay.
That's some fantastic lighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah. So just like we saw in the concept, it's dark. It's really hard to see what's out there, and we do that on purpose to contribute to the fear of the unknown, right? You don't know what's back there. We're doing that on purpose. But then there's just a little bit of life in there, just so that it's not a completely dead scene. And then as we look above us, we see the massive engine, and it makes us feel small and insignificant, right? It's looming. So as we're looking around, we see all those effects that you saw earlier in gyms. Now you see it here, steam coming out of the pipes. There's some secondary animation with the moving pistons. It gives life, it communicates that this is an industrial thematic. And then we're always leading the player with a little bit of horror storytelling, a little bit of narrative. We have the various tools and crates.
I love the masks on sign up there.
Yeah.
Quite thematic.
Safety first.
Exactly.
Dead Space is a game about safety.
Okay, so in this state, now we're in a state where it's starting to, we've powered the room, so the engine is slowly starting to rotate, a little bit of life to it. Lights, you can see the blood.
You'll have to speak up. We've booted up an engine.
Yeah, it's
Let's follow the blood trail then.
Let's do that.
Oh, no.
It's always a good idea.
So here we go. This is the iconic poster that we saw earlier.
You can see the different treatments on the blood, like the one that is still wet, blood that's got dried up on the side.
More is more. More types of blood, more blood states, more blood conditions.
Yeah. And then we finally get here, and we're going to activate the engines.
Turn it on.
Let's turn it. And we look up above us, and then we can see this glorious, VFX. The engine's fully operational. It's open. It's spinning at full speed. It's like a beating heart. The room has come to life, and we have completed the transformation. And then as we look to the right, we witness the scene of a horrific bloodbath. And some bad stuff happened there.
Again, just that great teamwork between the environment artist and the story artist. Like, yes. I mean, you can really, you can guess what happened there.
Mm-hmm. And then we're back into darkness as we make our way down. And then we take one last look at the engine and then the smoke-filled room. And that's it.
There's those sparks.
Yep.
Peggy 18.
Eyes in the rig.
Alright, that's our target. Shadows 1 and 2. Push to your hook points. Let's invite ourselves in.
All stations, ship is visual.
Copy. Prep for assault. Stay on comm. We board, clear, disarm that missile.
Be ready for anything. This could be a trap.
Actual, we're set.
Copy. Get to work.
Good hook. Up and at him.
All Shadows, the missile is on this platform. I want full containment. You've got 3 AQ internal. 2-1, making entry. So, cut right clear through.
Room clear. Coming out.
Shadow 1, moving to the southeast stairwell. Squadrons, right side! Two above. Balcony door undone.
Ghost, we're moving to the main deck. What's your status?
Boarding the ship with Shadow 3 now.
Roger that.
Man down! Rush out! We need to move fast. All Shadows, force out. I want eyes on that container now. 2 copies, moving. We gotta roll. Shadow 1, Ghost. Visual on flares coming from the ring. What's your status, over?
Ghost, they're signaling the ship. They're gonna launch that missile.
It's first stage. There's no time. All Shadows, missile is on the helipad. 2-1, we're moving to secure. Cover us. 2 copies all.
Clear.
Actual, this is Shadow 1. Big and secure. Moving on the container now.
Roger that. Confirm when the objective is neutralized.
Open.
Where are the controls?
On that damn ship. Actual, we got a problem. Missile is armed. Controls are somewhere on the ship.
You have your orders, son. Stop that launch.
Let's move out! Ghost, this is Zero 1, back in the water, inbound to your position!
Solid copy, we're taking effective fire. The LZ will be hot.
Roger that! Once we're on deck, we push to the bridge! Fast!
Secure those controls! Stop this missile, yep! How do we board? Take the ramp! Hold tight, Sergeant! Let's have ourselves a gunfight! Missile controls are on the bridge! Have to stop the launch! Alejandro, maintain overwatch from the rig. We're forcing up. Copy that. Moving! Reloading! They're forcing up! I'm moving!
Containers are the only cover we have.
Just don't get caught between them! Hurry up! Recruit on the bridge! Contact! Entry on the third! We have to get to that door! Check your corner!
Watch the container! X-ray down!
Horse right! Channel 1, the missile's Bartoloni. How far are you from the bridge? This is 1! We're pushing towards the entry now! Copy that. They closed off the bridge entry! Secure the deck and we'll blow the door!
Visual on bridge entry.
Check it. Controls are internal. All right, stand back. This is Shadow 1 going explosive on bridge entry. 3, 2, 1, execute!
Précommandez maintenant et obtenez l'accès anticipé à la bêta ouverte.
Welcome to Skull and Bones. Our game takes place during the golden age of piracy, in a world inspired by the beautiful yet dangerous Indian Ocean. You'll start your journey as an outcast, whose goal is to become the most infamous pirate to sail these treacherous waters. After surviving a shipwreck, you begin your adventure in St. Anne, one of the pirate dens in our world. Dens are centers of pirate activity, where you can craft new ships and equipment, provision for your expeditions at sea, pick up contracts, and socialize with other players. Any pirate worth their salt will tell you that preparation is key to success. Get ready for any challenges that come your way by checking that your cargo is stocked with items like food and ammunition. Once you're set, it's time to head out and explore. As a rookie pirate, you'll only have access to a small dhow, but as you progress, you'll be able to craft different ships, each with their own unique playstyle. At sea, you'll need to pay close attention to the condition of your ship and the morale of your crew. Your crew are a pack of vicious raiders and rovers who will mutiny against you, if not kept well-fed and happy. If your ship sinks, you'll lose some progress and respawn at the nearest discovered den or outpost. The good news is that most of your cargo will be recovered, and you'll have the opportunity to retrieve the rest from the wreckage. But you'd better be quick, as other players can also steal it. As a pirate captain, your reputation is everything, and our game tracks this through infamy. The higher your infamy, the more opportunities you'll get. One of the many ways to grow your infamy is to take up contracts. These are deals that you can make with other pirates in the world. Contracts can have great rewards if you're successful, or costs if you fail. You can also gain infamy by completing other activities, such as exploration, plundering, treasure hunts, investigations, dynamic events, and much more. You can undertake these either solo or with other players. The world of Skull and Bones is filled with riches and resources that you'll be able to gather as you explore. Lagoons and rivers are teeming with dangerous wildlife that you can hunt for animal skins and meat. You'll also be able to harvest a variety of raw materials, such as ore and wood, that can be refined and used for crafting. Crafting is an essential activity for you to progress as an infamous pirate. Obtain blueprints and use your refined resources to craft stronger ships, weapons, and armors. In Skull and Bones, ships serve many different purposes. Cargo ships are slower, but useful if you need to transport large volumes of loot. Navigation ships sail faster, but have less cargo space and lower hull HP. Firepower ships have more gun ports, allowing you to deal higher damage, but are more challenging to maneuver. Similarly, you can craft a wide array of unique weapons and armors, from Greek fires to giant ballistae to rocket launchers and mortars, as well as different armor types, which have varying strengths and weaknesses against incoming attacks. With your new fleet and growing arsenal, create a loadout based on your personal playstyle to become a force of destruction. Out in the open ocean, opportunities and threats are abundant. Use your spyglass to identify lucrative trade routes or wealthy merchant ships and assess your prey's cargo and firepower. Strategize a plan of attack based on your opponent's defenses and take advantage of their weak points to deal more damage. Sinking your foes from afar rewards you with only a portion of their cargo, as some of it will be lost to the depths. Getting in close to execute a boarding maneuver will help maximize your gains. But beware, you can turn from predator to prey in a heartbeat if you attract the unwanted attention of privateers, the merciless pirate hunters that patrol the seas. If you enjoy the thrill of the hunt, you can also seek out other players and rain terror on them. Such PvP battles are high-stakes activities that can be rewarding if you emerge victorious. From your spoils of battle, personalize your individual look with outfits that command respect. You can also select from a multitude of ship customization options to instill fear in your enemies. With the wind in your sails, journey to the furthest reaches of the Indian Ocean, from the coast of Africa to the East Indies. Encounter extreme weather events like violent storms and monstrous rogue waves. Keep your eyes peeled for outposts, which are safe spots where you'll be able to dock your ship for a short rest from the perilous seas. Here, you can trade with traveling merchants and clandestine smugglers selling rare and illegal goods. Uncover buried bounties at outposts as you decipher treasure maps obtained through your voyages. Although all the content in Skull and Bones can be done solo, you might enjoy ruling the seas with your friends. While sailing, you can also easily invite other pirates you encounter to group up. Synergize your different playstyles, ships, and weapons to defeat deadlier enemies. As you grow stronger, take on more difficult challenges, such as attacking forts and plundering settlements. And, if you're bold enough, engage in dynamic events, like taking down heavily laden merchant ships and their fleet of warship escorts. Now, it's up to you to write your own story. Remember, there is no one path to follow, no one way to play. The world of Skull and Bones is yours to discover.
Peggy 18.
I'm coming.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2, and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
The original creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames, help us to reimagine The Last of Us. It gave us opportunities to rebuild our characters at the highest fidelity. Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters. Aside from that, the facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it almost closer to sort of the original performances.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good. Good.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Pretty good, huh?
Our stories happen in gameplay, on a stick.
She knew my mom.
All this stuff is designed to keep you constantly in this world.
Riley, come here. Now you got this, go.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5 is really enabling is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in. Materials kind of have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's just ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things break, like there's fear, there's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
Surround him!
Our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Now how the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're flanking you, how intense that fight feels, it's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
Get out!
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part 2 has this very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably. Another big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching. Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations. A mocapped actor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go. And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core experience. And then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for. For example, we now have a permadeath mode. Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how fast they can play through this game. Beyond that, we added a bunch more of unlockables. So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock. A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
So much of the identity of The Last of Us is the world.
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels in Wilds, and you get that dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do a stalker fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You're hearing them skitter around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get up behind you. Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character, you are in this world. Now, with the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the DualSense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance. And then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger. When you are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the shot. And then what I think is one of the ways that the DualSense really advances things is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And what's much more sophisticated about that on the DualSense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it. And it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations. And those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
Looks like a good spot.
This also ties in to the new workbench animations. So if you're seeing Joel taking apart a gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're going to get that haptic feedback on that. We have, haptics all across the board, for all the moments you kind of expect, for clambering, jumping, landing, meleeing, getting meleeed, like all those kind of high intensity moments we have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe. To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. You're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can. And that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it, but elevate it in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's a technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.